Hey everyone, what's up? Today I'm going to talk to you about how you can put on kick-ass webinars that actually get people to go to them. Every marketer has had an event they've put on where no one goes, and this is what ends up happening. Now before we get started, I want to explain the origin story of why webinars suck today. Most companies will put on a webinar where they get 3 or 4 people, they have topics and they do discussions that are panels and they're really interesting. Wow, oh yeah. Or they get some expert to come on who makes a bunch of slides, they do a screen share and they talk and read the slides out loud over the course of 40 or 50 minutes. But I got a good speaker, everything's amazing. I'm gonna tell you the truth. People don't like that stuff. It's overdone now. Too many companies are doing it. Webinars can be a differentiator for you. A goal of a webinar should be to attract someone new that's never heard of your business, keep in front of people that have heard of your business, or get people to like you because the people in the webinar are cool and are associated and work with your company. The key to putting on a good webinar is you need to pick a format for the webinar that's interesting and entertaining while giving you the information. Today we can put on game shows, we can put on contests, we could do all kinds of gimmicks like that to spice up and make a webinar more interesting. I'll give you a really good example. Let's pretend that I sell sales technology and I want to put on a webinar on best practices for sending cold emails. Now, most companies will be like, these 5 tips to get you cold email, blah, 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 right? You know what I'm talking about. You've seen those online. That's what every company's doing. If you want to be more interesting with your webinar, you might do something where you grade a cold email that someone sends in and you teach the same lessons but in a more entertaining framework. So I might go get a couple sales trainers, have people send cold emails in and rip them apart. And I actually used to do this. I did this at a company called Lead IQ, and we had well over 700 or 800 people come to every one of these events because people were excited to get their cold emails ripped apart. And you could do that same thing more than once. We just did one every quarter and had people come in and use it as a lead gen magnet to get people in front of Lead IQ. I'll give you another example. At Pitchfire, we're going after people that work in marketing, RevOps, and sales to join our marketplace so that when they get pitched by salespeople, they can send them to their Pitchfire link and make extra income. See that product placement? I did great, right? We could have done a, hey, this is what I use for a tech stack show and tell type framework for a webinar. But instead, what we did is we did a go-to-market fantasy draft. We had 6 people and made a list of 50 to 60 vendors, and they had to draft a team of technology that they would use for their tech stack. And every person that participated had different vendors and reasons that they used them, and people that attended got a ton of value in understanding what vendors they should use for their tech stack. The content was entertaining, it was fun, people drafted people that the other person wanted to draft, and it caused a bunch of conflict. It was way more engaging than a normal panel or a slide dump that people do. In this day and age, you got to come up with an interesting framework to get people to attend your webinar. If you found this content valuable, make sure you watch our other video on how you can get people to actually go to these things, and subscribe to our channel or follow me on LinkedIn. Hopefully you enjoyed this. I'll talk to you later. Peace. Pitchfire!